Well, folks, we're entering an entirely new era, and I don't say this lightly, but artificial intelligence tools and writing tools are going to change the world. And the world will be a much, much different place a year from now, maybe even 6 months from now, because these tools are really becoming part of the universe and will eventually be part of many products that we use now, especially from Microsoft. So I think it's important to get ahead of the curve and ahead of the game and learn exactly what these products can do and how they can help us and how to make the most use out of them. So I'm glad that you're coming to this seminar today, because we're going to be talking about what are the benefits of using AI writing tools, what are some of the best AI writing tools available, and how to get started with AI writing tools. We're going to talk about how it can help you as writers, and we're going to actually use a demo to show you how I created a book outline with one of my clients, and how we took that outline and then created chapter outlines. We created a book title as well. We can also create back cover copy for your books, and we'll do a demo with one of our participants. We already identified Adrian, so there you are, Adrian. Very cool. Don't go anywhere. And we'll also talk about how to use writing tools for blog posts and also for marketing materials. In fact, you may not believe this, but some of the marketing emails that you received that you used to sign up for this class were actually generated by AI. Because frankly, I'm the world's worst marketer. I'm really good at word of mouth, but I hate writing stuff. I'm a journalist. I write, what are the facts, ma'am? I can't write flowery, engaging marketing stuff. But all I had to use was this AI writing program called QuickWrite, and it created numerous emails for me, including the invitation, the reminders to come. So if you're more of a journalist or you don't like to write marketing materials, it can actually write marketing materials for you as well. So it's pretty cool. We had more than 100 people sign up for the seminar today, and we have about 30 questions, and I will answer those questions in two ways. Number one, as part of the seminar, you'll notice that your questions are being answered because you're saying, like, how can I use AI? Is AI good for me? Whatever. And other interesting questions like, will AI replace me? And things like that. So we'll get to those either during the course of the content here or at the end, where will respond to each of those questions as well. And hopefully we'll have time to take some live questions too. But I want to keep this pretty tight because I know you all have demanding days and we're all crazy busy. So I want to make sure that we all get to back to work and such like that. What we won't cover today, we're not going to cover copyright. I am not a lawyer, so do not ask me copyright questions. In fact, I was at a seminar the other day where an expert on AI was talking, and someone asked him about copyright, and he said, the laws are so murky right now. It's really an area of law that is really being written. So we don't know what the whole deal is. Also, we won't cover plagiarism, although I hear that there are AI tools that will detect whether something is written by AI. So that's all I'll say about plagiarism. So let's get started. Okay, why would you want to use an AI writing tool? There are many reasons, and they all make sense. First of all, you want to use AI writing tools so you can get organized, so you can write faster. One person sent me an email and said, I have a ton of content. Will AI help organize that content? Well, yes and no. No, it won't look at your content and automatically put everything in its right order. But yes, it can create an outline for you to say, oh, this belongs in chapter 1. This belongs in chapter 3. And this stuff doesn't belong at all. So I think it really can help you get organized, because a lot of you are doing podcasts and have written blog posts and have done TED Talks and have lots and lots and lots of content that you want to put into a book. You just need to get organized. So I think AI can definitely help you get organized. AI programs can also create prompts so you can be more creative. A number of you ask questions like, will this replace me? Or how can I get my voice across? Will it sound generic? And the answer is that AI gives you prompts, but what makes your writing stand out is your ideas. your thought leadership, your insights, your point of view, your case studies, your ideas. All of that add on to what AI gives you so you can make it your own. So in other words, if I typed a certain prompt to say like, I'm writing a book about pickleball and you're writing a book about pickleball, would we get the same answers? Probably, but I have different experiences in this and you have different experiences in this, and you're going to write an entirely different book based on those prompts than I would. And that's what makes it stand out. If we just use what AI gives us, then we're no better than the internet was 20 years ago when article marketing was the big deal and everyone used the same articles from the same private label resource files and everything looked the same and no one stood out, and it was the stupidest marketing tactic ever. And Google started to ban websites that had duplicate content. So I would strongly advise you, if you're using these AI tools, to not just use them off the shelf, but to make the material your own by adding your ideas and your insights, your stories, your perspectives. That's what's going to make your work stand out. Another reason to use AI writing tools is because you can get ideas that AI suggests things that you didn't think of. I'm going to do a demo in a few minutes that I actually did with one of my clients. She was writing a book. She's a financial planner, and she's writing a book for senior women on how they can be financially successful in their retirements. And we had created our own outline, and we were pretty happy with it. And then I discovered this tool. And you know what? The tool duplicated a number of things that we had thought of, but it also brought up a couple of ideas that we hadn't thought of that were totally on point. We would have thought about them eventually, but it found these ideas in about 15 seconds instead of an hour or more, or things that you learn just as you're writing a book and developing ideas. Say, oh, why don't we talk about this? Why don't we talk about that? Well, AI might be able to tell you 20 ideas right off the bat, so you're that much ahead of the game and you save time. And this way you don't overlook key points that you really need to include. Now, some of you asked, will it do research for me? Well, yeah, it can. I hadn't thought about that, frankly. So I typed in, what is the gross domestic product of Germany? And sure enough, it came back with an answer. Now, granted, could you do this with Google? Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Then someone asked, how reliable is that information? Which is a great question. And I think no matter where you get information on the internet, you need to verify it and source it and check it, whether it be from these AI writing tools or from Google or from anywhere else. So it can do research, but again, I would say it's preliminary research because you need to do your own research to make sure that it is accurate from any source on the internet. Because I think we all know that if you read stuff on social media, it may not necessarily be the truth, the whole truth, or anything but the truth. So that's no different than anything else in real life, right? Okay, you have to be careful. Okay. And also, you can save money by using AI writing tools because you don't have to hire outside writers and bloggers to write your material for you. So again, I'm not suggesting you write your books solely with AI. In fact, one person wrote me a nice little note that said, I don't want to read books written by computers. I want to read books written by humans. And I don't think she's attending the seminar, but that's okay because it's a valid point of view. So again, I am not suggesting that you write your books or your blogs solely with AI. You need to add your own voice, your case studies, your research, your ideas, your insights, and for many of you, your thought leadership. AI helps you get there faster. That's my key point. So you don't want everything to look the same. And Adrian is writing 100% degree. I wish I could pin you to this, Adrian. If it shows up on the replay, she has a big sign that said 100% agree. So thank you very much. So again, you don't want everything to look the same. You want to use AI to create a good swipe file and to create a good rough draft. So I'm going to give you a demo now, and I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully this will work. I always hold my breath when I do this. Okay. Can you all see my screen? And nod your head yes or no if you can. You should see the entry screen for QuickWrite. Okay, QuickWrite is the program that I am using. And yes, there is another program called ChatGPT that's creating a lot of press and whatever. And the reason why I use QuickWrite instead of ChatGPT is specifically, well, two reasons. One, specifically because everyone is using ChatGPT, so everyone is getting the same answers. So everyone is getting the same things that look alike. I want to be different. So I want to use something that not everyone else is using, so I get different answers and different responses. The second reason, as you'll see in a minute, is that ChatGPT is sort of like Google. You see an empty entry box where you can type anything. What is the gross domestic, the GDP of Germany? And it will give you an answer. But if you don't know what to type in, then how do you know what you're going to get out? So I like QuickWrite because it has a menu structure that guides me through the process, because I'm not smart enough to think about the things that I don't know to ask it to do. Let that sink in. No one knew they needed intermittent windshield wipers until someone created intermittent windshield wipers that went on automatically when it rained, and it went. So I think the same thing is true with computers. Microsoft Word has like 3,000 commands. We use 10 of them. Why? Because no one told us that there are all these other things it can do, and they didn't show us what it can do. So that's why I want to use QuickWrite, because it guides me through the process. So I know that it can do things like writing back cover copy for a book. Gee, cool. Okay. And it doesn't give me too many things. Like if you have too many things, then you don't know what to do. So if you want to write a love song in the style of Paul McCartney to parrots, ChatGPT is really, really good for that. And I'm not making fun of it. It can do that. It's very, very powerful. And it probably will be the basis for all of your Microsoft Word products and PowerPoint products in the future. So it's definitely coming. I just want to make life easier. So that's why I'm using QuickWrite. So you've all received a link to the QuickWrite program or website in the emails that we've been sending you. And I hope we haven't been overloading you with emails either. Some of you actually bought the program already. And here's the deal. It is not available to the general public yet. Why? It's in beta. They're still using it, figuring things out, whatever. But for my purpose, it's perfect. I can't, everything I want it to do, it does it well. So this is the only way you can get this program is through the affiliate link. And yeah, it is an affiliate link. I do get a commission if you buy it. All, honesty and advertising. But I don't recommend anything that I wouldn't use or buy myself. So there you have my background or my support for that. So if you go to their website, you'll see this screen that you cannot use it until May 10th. But with my link, you can get in and use it now. So let's sign into QuickWrite. This is real time. This is not a demo. This is not recorded. Okay, so we see their opening screen where we have the document manager, which you can save all of your files. So I have the file saved here, but the menu structure on the left says create a new project, and that's where we'll go. So I've clicked on that. And we see a three-part screen where we can generate content. The middle screen is where the content that QuickWrite creates will go. And the third part is a little text editor where you can copy and paste the material and then export it out to Word and edit it there. So what you like to work on, you could do fiction writing, nonfiction writing, marketing or promotion or business, blog writing, and a power editor. So we're going to do nonfiction writing. And under nonfiction writing, we have a project. So select the style. We can create a book title, a book description, rewrite an existing book description, create a book outline, create a chapter outline, create a content section, and create something else. And that's what we're going to be focusing on for this demo. So let's create a book outline. And I have a client, her name is Marilyn, and she is a financial planner, and she is writing a book for senior women on how they can plan for a safe financial retirement. So I just typed that into the little box here. So what? A sentence. This is a sentence fragment, 5, 7, 10 words is what's there. And I click the generate content button. And you can just count on your fingers how long this takes, like 10 seconds. And it is creating an outline for a book. The importance of planning for retirement, retirement income sources, how much retirement income will you need, estimating your retirement expenses, retirement saving plans, investing for retirement, tax planning for retirement, health costs, long-term care, retirement planning for couples, retirement planning for widows, retirement planning for divorced women, working in retirement, travel and leisure in retirement, estate planning for retirement. Wow, I am blown away because we created this in less than a minute. So I can copy this information and paste it over here and to save it. And now I have an outline for a book. And I might say, we're focusing more on widows and divorced women. So we're going to get rid of this chapter on retirement planning for couples. And so it doesn't fit our outline, so we just get rid of that. But in other cases, it gives us a good starting point to work with. Then I looked at this and I said, let's take each topic here that they created, and we're going to go to create a chapter outline, and I'm going to paste in the first chapter. Just paste it in there and generate content. And in less time than it takes to make a cup of tea, you'll see a number of bullet points pop up here that have to do with the importance of planning for retirement. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7 points here, and I can just copy them here, move them over here, and decide which ones I want to use and which ones I don't want to use. And then I can say, how much estimating retirement expenses. So I won't go through each one, but I want you to see that I could go through each one and outline an entire book with entire chapters by using this method. So estimating your retirement expenses. So estimate your current expense and multiply by the number of years you expect to be in retirement. Don't forget to account for one-time expenses like home repairs. Make sure to account for both mandatory and discretionary expenses. I won't read all of them, but these are actually really, really good. You might add some, you might come up with these on your own. You might brainstorm and use a whiteboard. You might use all sorts of other tools to think of things that would get you to this point. But I got you to this point in less than a minute. So in my consulting with Marilyn, we outlined her entire book in less than 45 minutes just by copying and pasting and doing this method. It pretty much was amazing. So it really blew me away. So what else can this do? We created chapter outlines. Then she said, can you create a book title? I said, so you, Marilyn, I was Marilyn. So I said again, how can senior women plan for a safe financial retirement? We're creating a book title. This one's taking a little bit longer. I might have done something wrong. Oh, okay, here it is. Oh, it's actually showing me other book titles by other people. So you can do some competitive analysis. So for people who want to do research, you can see the research there. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to show you something else here. Let me share screen. You share. I'm sorry. Stop share. Share screen. Maryland book titles. Share. I have too many things open. I apologize. Yeah, okay. I hope you can see this. This is the actual response that I got when I worked with Marilyn on book titles. Money Matters, a financial guide for senior women. 2, it's the Senior Women's Guide to Financial Freedom. 3, Financial Planning for the Golden Years. 4, Money Management for Senior Women. 5, Investing for Retirement, a Senior Women's Guide. 6, The Savvy Women's Guide to Financial Independence. 7, Financial Security and Retirement, a guide for senior women. 8, The Essential Guide to Financial Planning for Senior Women. 9, Creating a Secure Retirement, a financial guide for senior women. And 10, Money Wisdom for Women, financial advice for a secure future. Any of these are good. And it came up with them in seconds. Why it didn't show up here before on yours, I don't know, but things happen. Then finally, in the demo, okay, let me get rid of that. I also wanted to create back cover copy for a book. Hold on. This is like Saturday Night Live. This is real time, folks. If something goes wrong, we see it in real time. I actually created back cover copy for my book on pickleball, and it came up with a great response. And I'm trying to find it here. Here it is. Okay, great. Okay, can you see my screen now? So it says buy pickleball for everyone. No. Okay. I'm just going to read this because technology is technology. Okay. I typed in for the prompt of create back cover copy for a book, and I typed in pickleball, and it came back with this. I typed in the words pickleball for beginners, and it said, do you want to try a new and exciting sport? Do you want to get fit and have fun at the same time? If so, then Pickleball for Everyone is the book for you. Pickleball is a sport that is easy to learn and can be enjoyed by people of all ages and skill levels. In this book, you will learn everything you need to know to get started in pickleball, including the basics of the game, the equipment you need, and where to find pickleball courts near you. So what are you waiting for? Grab a copy of Pickleball for Everyone and start your pickleball journey today. And then it has a bunch of bullet points on how pickleball is wonderful for you and how it will help you get fit. So it just blew me away. And I couldn't write that copy. I really couldn't. It is something that is beyond what I can do. So I hope that you can see how this program can help you outline a book, outline the chapters for your book, give you ideas and prompts for your book, even create possible titles for your book. And now, just to show that this can work for anyone, we're going to invite Adrian to unmute herself. And can you all see my screen now? Can you see the QuickWrite screen? Adrian, can you see the QuickWrite screen?
I can see it.
Okay, great. Adrian, have we ever met before?
We have not.
Okay.
But I'm so excited to see you, Dan, because this is just a fascinating tool for me. I'm blown away.
Cool. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and the kind of book you're planning to write?
Sure. So 14 years ago, my husband and I started a recovery residence community for people just out of treatment for alcohol and drugs. And so now we have created a program called Recovery Comes Home, where we bring that program to you virtually. So my book is called Recovery Comes Home. Subtitle is Connecting Families Affected by Addiction as They Heal Together.
Okay. Connecting families who are dealing with
affected by addiction as they heal together.
Who are affected. Okay, we'll use your words. Affected by, one more time, slowly.
Addiction as they heal together.
Okay, I'm crossing my fingers here because I don't know what I'm going to come up with here. This is a pretty intense topic. So
sure is, but it'll blow you away.
Yeah, I'm going to copy this too, so we can use it in the future. Okay, so it's creating a book title. Okay, The Power of Connection, How to Heal Families Affected by Addiction. Whoa, I'd buy that book. Well, I wouldn't buy that book because I don't have a family addicted by connection, but I think it's cool. So let's read a few of the others. Healing the Hurt Together, a guide for connecting families affected by addiction. Finding Hope and Healing, a guide for families. The Journey to Healing, a guide for families. Walking the Road to Recovery, a guide.
Wow.
Hope for the Journey, Light for the End of the Tunnel, A Light Beginning, The Road to Recovery, a guide. The Path to Healing. What do you think? Do any of these work with you?
Yeah.
Which ones?
I like The Journey to Healing, a guide for families affected by addiction.
Great. Well, I'm going to copy this over here. And okay, I'm sorry, which number?
Number 4.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. And I'm going to copy this just because it worked so well. And now we're going to create a book outline.
Wow.
And I know you've already done an outline, so you can see how yours stacks up against theirs and see if you missed anything or if they came up with any cool ideas. The importance of family, the impact of addiction on families, the cycle of addiction, the process of healing, the role of forgiveness, the power of love. What do you think?
I'm telling you that I'm blown away. I'm only a couple days into this, so I don't have a full outline. So these give me a lot of ideas. I actually have hope in writing again.
Cool, great. Of all of these 15 possibilities,
Yeah.
one should we do a chapter outline on?
The Journey to Recovery.
Okay, great. Let me go here. I'm just copying this.
I love that this software has this right there that that you can select the project.
Cool. So I've gone into create a chapter outline and I'm just copying and pasting in here and it's generating content. And notice I already copied this material into the work file here. Okay, the first step is acknowledging that you have a problem.
Right.
Help. The second step is reaching out for help and support. The third step, commitment. The fourth step, the fifth step, the sixth step.
That's great.
Bingo. Now, you would have probably come up with this on your own because you studied.
Yeah, we've done it for 14 years. Yes.
Right. But could you have done it in 15 seconds?
No.
I don't think I could type this fast, let alone think this fast. So I'm going to save this, put this here, and I'm going to save the document there. Okay. Some of you are wondering, is QuickWrite available? How can I get it? It is available now through the affiliate link. Adam, can you post the affiliate link into the chat box there if people are interested in this? Someone asked me, how does this compare to some other program? And I hadn't heard of that program. And I went online to look at that program and I noticed something very interesting. It charges you for every word. So there are subscription models that are different between these programs that are coming out. QuickWrite now has a lifetime price, one price for the people who come in through this affiliate program, and it will never go up, and it's unlimited for any number of searches, any number of words you use. The other programs that I've seen basically charge you per word, and they charge you a monthly fee, and they give you a certain number of words per month, and if you go over that minimum number, they start charging you more. So that's how they plan to make their money. So if you're interested in the lifetime price, do this. I know that Penny told me about a program that she was using and testing out for like $49. I thought, oh, what a deal. I looked at it. I didn't buy it that day. I figured I'll buy it the next day. And I went back and that deal wasn't offered anymore. That was $49 a month. Like, ooh, okay. So that's a reason that if you're interested in this, you should work quickly to get it now. Now I'm available to help you as well. I do have programs for hourly consulting. I also do book coaching and developmental editing for the entire periods of the book, and several of you are who are my clients are on this call, so thank you very much. We do that. I do occasional ghostwriting depending on what's happening and if it's a good project and if it's a good fit and all that. So we shall see. Now I received a number of questions and I'll go through them quickly and then I'll take some questions from the floor. Okay, Albert asks, what's the first thing to do to get started? Well, get the program. Mila asks how to use the AI writing tools. I think we talked about that. Numerous people have asked, what is the best tool? Well, I think this is the best tool because it gives you so much for so fast, and it just works you through the entire process. It also does blog posts as well. And if we have time after these questions, I'll show you how to create some blog posts. But it's pretty much the same idea. How can I get Stephen asks, how can I get the best ROI? Well, it depends what you're doing, but the program costs like $200. And if you spend 4 hours writing a blog post, you probably make your money back immediately because your time is worth more than that. If you're hiring other people to write your blog posts or your book or whatever, then again, you can do the math out there and see what works. Okay. Paul asks, how do I come up with the right questions? Again, great question. That's why I like using QuickWrite, because I don't have to worry about the questions because it's telling me the questions that it's asking, and all I have to do is provide the information. Other programs that just have a dot prompt or an empty box to fill out, you have to think up the questions yourself. But one of the good things about any of these tools is that you can keep on typing additional questions in there until you get to the right one. For example, I have a client who's writing a book about networking. So I thought, oh, wouldn't this be great to just type in an outline for a book about networking? And the first 5 answers were really, really good. The next 10 answers were about networking for business computer systems, when she was really writing a book about networking with other people to get referrals and clients. So I changed the question from write a book about networking to write a book about networking for business and getting new clients. And it gave me a different outline. So it learns as you learn as well. You ask the right question, you'll get the right answer. Okay. David asks, is there an AI tool that will help me organize my tons, capitalized tons, of ideas and books and fragments and drafts? I'm sitting on so much and need to get it all out to the world. Well, it won't take your material and organize it for you, but I think if you look at the outline structure that we created, you'll be able to look at your material and say, oh, this belongs in chapter 1, and this belongs in chapter 3, and this belongs in chapter 9, and this doesn't belong at all. And I think that will help you get organized. Lillian asks, how good is it? Well, I think you see how good it is. In a matter of minutes, we created book titles, chapter outlines, and the table of contents for the book. Marie asks, AI writing tool use, advantages at disadvantages. I think she's French. She's from Canada. Woohoo. See, we have people from all over the world here. How does this impact on enhanced creativity? Well, as I said before, I think it gives you the starting point where instead of looking at a blank page and wondering, what am I going to write about? Is this on topic? Do people care about this? You're starting with 15 ideas and 6 ideas per chapter. So you have maybe 90 ideas to choose from. So you can immediately enhance your creativity because you're not wondering what to write about. You can actually see what the program thinks you should be writing about. And if you think it's off topic, just delete it. But if you think it's on topic, you can get started from there. So I think it speeds up the writing process. Will asks, will AI replace human writers? If you're sloppy and lazy, yeah, because people will type in, write a blog post about employee engagement, and it'll write a great blog post about employee engagement, and you'll post it on your website, and it'll look exactly like every other blog post on employee engagement or whatever other topic there is. So human writers need to create that and put it in their own voice so that it sounds like them and expresses their personality and their point of view. When Penny read my book, she said my point of view and my voice came out very clearly. I didn't use AI to write the book. I used my own voice. Afterwards, I used AI to say, what should the chapter outlines be? And it pretty much mimicked what I had in slightly different orders. And thank you, Pat, for pointing out what AI told me too. So put them in the right order, darn it. Okay, so in some ways, it gets you back on track because I had like an idea of putting something here instead of there. And Pat and AI both said, no, put this here and move that there. And so, okay, Can't argue with success. Okay. So that was Laura's question, really. How can we maintain our personality when using AI tools? How can I add my own voice? It's with your case studies, it's with your stories, it's with your jokes, it's with your attitude, it's with your writing style, it's with your word choice. All of that will come into play to keep your book to make it your own. Heather asks, how do you keep your heart in your book? Same answer, right from use the book, use these tools as a starting point, and then you can add your heart. Someone wrote a message to me last night. I don't have it down here because it came in too late, but it was along the lines of, I've written a book. The first part is my personal story. The second part are the lessons I want people to learn. Is that okay? And I said, the way that people learn is through stories. So break up your stories that each shows a point, and that way you can get your heart into the book, because you're telling a personal story about something. Every story proves a point, and that's where you can start teaching people. So hopefully they are inspired, they learn, and they take action because they learned it from your story and your explanation gave it context. Okay. Elena asks, how can I use AI to write marketing materials for a book? I demoed that with, my back cover copy. It didn't quite work for Adrian, unfortunately. But if we had more time, I would type it in and we'd probably get a good answer. Diane asks, can we use it for emails? Sure. Many of the emails that you received during this marketing sequence were created by QuickWrite, and it did it much better, much faster than I could have. And more than 100 people signed up. So I guess it worked. Okay. Carlos asks, is writing with AI a partnership? No, you own all the material. They don't own the material. It's just sort of like if you go to Microsoft Word, they have templates for everything. Templates for writing blog posts, templates for writing resumes, templates for writing bereavement notes, whatever. And so you're taking the material and making it your own. Gerard asks, in writing a nonfiction book, is it useful to check references and other published work on a topic? Yeah, of course. And as I mentioned, you can use AI programs to do initial research for you, but you need to do your own research to make sure that it's right. In fact, I was reading an article about AI writing programs in the Wall Street Journal last week, and apparently it's everywhere. I mean, everyone's talking about these writing programs. And it said, AI writing programs are subject to the bias of its own data set. And I said, oh, so it's just like real people. You can laugh there. Because if you think that pick controversial topic of the day is good, you're going to find material that says it's good. If you think that topic of the day is bad, you can find material that says it's bad. Which one is true? Well, it's your truth. That it will help you find information so you can work with it. Okay. Marcia asks, how to not be replaced by AI? Okay, as I said before, your own voice, your own materials, your own case studies will definitely show that you cannot be replaced by AI. Nat asks, does AI technology work with all types of phones and computers? I believe so. I mean, if you have an iPhone from 2001, maybe not, I don't know, but it's a platform, so I think it can be used with just about anything. Gerard asks, how fast can a book be written? Well, I can outline a book in 45 minutes with the complete material there, and maybe another couple of hours if I wanted to say, write a blog post or write a chapter post about this sub point that we discussed. And I guess, I don't know, maybe a day you could write it, but would it be good? Would it be your own voice? Would it be generic? That's something for you to decide. Coincidentally, a friend of mine had COVID and he wrote a book in 4 days while having COVID without AI. So a lot depends on you, your timing, what's going on in your life and such like that. Josh asks, does AI have any fact-checking tools? Don't mind if I have to do it on my own. I just wondered. I don't think it's fact checking, but it can find information. Just like if you go to Google, it can find all sorts of information. Is it true? You have to do your own facts there. Phil asks, is using AI ethical? I think if you're writing our kind of material and the way that I described during this course, this seminar, which again is to write it ethically by using it as a starting point, not as an ending point, then I think it's totally ethical. There are dozens and dozens of articles that are being written in newspapers about children or students in college and high school using AI programs to write their term papers and essays. And yes, that's totally unethical. And of course, no one here is in high school or college using this to write your PhD dissertation. So I think we're okay there. Plus, as I mentioned before, some really smart grad students who specialize in writing AI tools have figured out programs that can detect whether a paper has been written in AI. So bingo, you're going to be found out there. Plus, there are plagiarism tools all over the internet that can find things. Let me go back to a demo here. Let me do share screen, stop share. Okay, let's do share screen again. And I want to do one more thing and then we'll take some questions. Share screen, QuickWrite, share. Because some people have asked for blog writing. So select the style. Okay, so brainstorm ideas, create article titles, blog outline, blog intro, blog sections, blog conclusion, blog meta description, or something else. So let's do let's do brainstorm ideas. We're gonna do employee engagement. And we're gonna get rid of these because this should have been eliminated. Okay. I'm going to get out of this because I think there's a bug. And I think that's what happens when we have software that is in beta. So let's go back in here, open a new tab, log in. Okay, create a new project. Blog writing, content. Let's do a blog outline. The topic is employee engagement. So again, just two keywords, generate content. What is employee engagement? The benefits of employee engagement, the key drivers, the challenges, the different types, how to measure employee engagement, how to improve, the role of leadership, the role of HR, and best practices. Good outline. I think everyone would agree this is a pretty good outline. Okay, so let's go to blog sections. And just like we did before, let's do the challenges of employee engagement. And I'll just paste that in here. And let's generate some content. Let me just get rid of this. Oh, I think we're having another bug crash here. Okay. Okay. You have to take my word for it. It will create content. I think that there's, oh, here it is. Oh, okay. The challenges of employee engagement are many and varied. From the perspective of an employer, they can be summarized as follows. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From the employee's perspective, the challenges of employee engagement can be summarized as follows. This is interesting. It did it from both perspectives. So while I was impatient and, slapped me across the cheeks for that, it was actually doing its work because it took less than a minute to come up with all of these pieces. Now, how can you take this and make it your own? So ensuring that employees are aware of the company's goals and how their work contributes to their goals. This is where you would put in your own case study, your own experience, your own ideas, or quotes from famous people or quotes from yourself. and that makes it your own. And in that way, you can turn generic content into personalized content that shows you to be the thought leader and the person that people get to know, like, and trust. So they hire you to lead them from mess to success. So that's it for the demo for here. Thank you, everyone, for coming to our session today. Again, if you'd like to get the lifetime version of this program, the link is in the chat. I believe it's writeyourbookinaflash.com, which is the name of my book and my website, where you can go for additional services and or support and see how you can work with me. And then the link would be Adrian was getting my attention with her thank you emoji paddle. So thank you. But yeah, thank you very much for coming here. And if you want to get a copy of the QuickWrite program, it is available. You'll get an email with the link. You'll also get a link for the replay of this, so you can see, take notes, whatever, and listen again. So thank you very much. If you have additional questions, please email me, dan@prleads.com, if I can help in any way. I'm happy to do so. So thank you very much, and hope to see you in the future, and good luck with your books. Take care. Bye.